Hey guys, it's ATTILEE. So, I'm doing something a little different, but definitely not new for this week. I know for a lot of you guys, you came to know me through my Blind React series on Steven Universe, but really my heart and soul for getting into making videos on Steven Universe was just talking about the series, sort of assessing my feelings pre and post episode and not including the episode. And since I had a lot of issues with YouTube copyright claims last week, and it seems that Cartoon Network, as well as the Turner Company, which is the parent company of Cartoon Network, has really done a widespread crackdown on pretty much all of their shows. It's just, to me, not worth my time and effort of just really getting frustrated and working around the system when really I could just work with it. So from this point on, I'm no longer planning on doing complete blind react videos. For this week, I'm actually not planning on filming myself watch this episode. Just because, to me, going into this, I'm kind of predicting a low-key episode, but we'll get into that in a second. Also, just, react videos honestly started to cause me a little bit of stress, if we're being completely honest, and I don't need that. I already have a pretty hectic life as it is as a college student. Anyone who's a college student out there knows there's plenty of other stressors that you have to deal with, so having something that I do for fun and just for my own personal entertainment and just getting out there in the fan community and opening dialogues and stuff like that, that's just not worth the headache. So this week, no blind react, no react at all beyond my personal impressions and my assessments from this show, which honestly is kind of my favorite thing to do when it comes to Steven Universe, not just filming myself watch it, but to talk about it and to talk about why each episode I love, what things I've noticed, what things I can see potentially building, as well as just sort of making predictions for future episodes or predictions on the episode leading into it, things like that. Those are all my favorite things to do, and so I really hope a lot of you guys want to stick with me on that. If not, that's cool. There's plenty of other really awesome blind reactors out there that I know you guys are maybe familiar with, maybe not. But do seek them out. I know Happy Go Lucky and I think Fuzzy are maybe the two notable ones that a lot of people talk about, and I would totally recommend them. But yeah, so moving forward, no blind reacts, but still talking everything about Steven, and I hope you guys enjoy that. But yeah, this week's episode is Sadie's song, and from that, I think as well as the episode description, I just have it in my head. I haven't looked it up recently. It seems like it's pertaining to Beach-a-Palooza. So we have had a little bit over a year now in Beach City. We've spent over a year in Beach City, which is kind of crazy. So we're having the second Beach-a-Palooza that we know of and we get to see. And in it, it seems like there's a potential for Sadie to perform. Maybe Steven will sort of perform with her. Maybe they'd have like a duet. That'd be cute. What I can really predict beyond just Sadie things is Sadie singing, which is awesome. Katie Micucci is the voice actress of Sadie, and she is one of my favorite voice actresses, as well as just all-around singer, actress in general. I think I was first introduced to her through the YouTube series called The Elevator, and she was just sort of like a side character on that show, and I always thought she was really funny. I know a lot of people know Katie Micucci from Scrubs as well. She was the Gooch. I also know her quite well, at least with her voice work from the show Motor City. An excellent show. Seriously, watch it. You will not be sorry. It is like the animated version of Firefly in terms of how terrible it is that it only got one season. So bad. So bad, but it's nothing like Firefly, so don't expect that. But I love Katie Micucci's singing voice. She's also Garfunkel and Oates. How can I forget that? She's just fantastic all around. And so when I heard her voice in the pilot of Sadie, I was so enthused. And when I saw that she was returning for the series full, even happier. She's great. And so getting to finally see Sadie sing, which is one of my favorite things. Katie Micucci has an amazing voice. If anyone listens to Garfunkel Notes or even just Katie's solo stuff, you'll know she is just fabulous. Does it sound like I have a crush on Katie Micucci? I might have a crush on Katie Micucci. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to in this episode seeing Katie sing, seeing what develops with that. I know Rebecca, I believe, has said in an interview that Sadie as well as Lars were characters that she developed when she was in college, I believe, and really sort of inspired by her college experience, sort of working and things like that. So I'm interested really to see, since Rebecca herself is quite known for her songwriting and her singing, at least from Adventure Time and into Steven Universe now. sort of how the character of Sadie handles that. Has she always wanted to be a singer? Is that sort of like a secret dream of hers? You know, I don't know. It's really interesting to sort of think about the relationship between the creator as well as the character, and sort of how much of an influence Rebecca's own personal life has on the character itself. I know the crew in general, I can just feel in each episode the love and attention they put into all their characters, and just how many personal details sort of trickle from their lives into this fictional world. And I find that love in detail so refreshing and so wonderful, because it just brings this sort of magical realism to this world that's so necessary. I mean, the entire series of Steven Universe is a balance between what's fantastical and what's absolutely ordinary, and I don't know, God, seeing those balances play out with just how real and how flawed these human characters and gem characters can be as well is endlessly fascinating to me. I'm not predicting much gem action from this one at all. I think it's going to be more of an emotional episode, maybe more of a relationship building episode. Obviously, it's from Steven's point of view, so he's going to be involved somehow. Probably he's just excited about Beach-a-Palooza. Maybe he wants to help Sadie or something. But beyond that, I mean, I don't think the gems would really, unless there's like some serious emergency and like whatever performance Steven is planning doesn't work again, they have to step in. I don't think we'll see much gem action, if anything, maybe like a few jokes or something. But yeah, not too much. That's about really all I have for my predictions, though, for this episode. I'm really excited to go watch it, and I will talk to you guys once I'm done watching it and tell you what I think about it. And yeah, break. It was such a cute episode. Definitely more on the emotional relationship side, less on the physical gem overall conflict things, but that was kind of predictable, just with the Sadie song, Beach-a-Palooza focused. We honestly haven't really seen much gem involvement with Sadie, come to think of it, so it sort of makes sense that it's just Steve and Sadie going into it. But I also, thinking back on just the overall arc that we're going, or I don't even know if we're in an arc right now, but just thinking about episode placement, right now, I thought it was sort of like a nice shift from Nightmare Hospital, which was dealing a lot with Connie sort of having to stand up for herself and learn that, you know, like, this is what I want to do and this is who I am, Mom, and I want to be me, and it's important to be me. Sort of got the similar notion of that through Sadie and her mom's conflict. Also, for anyone who still was a non-believer in Barb, I believe that's what her name is, being Sadie's mom, now you know. It is definitely the male woman of Beach City that is Sadie's mom. I think actually we saw her for the first time way back in The Return, but a lot of people were like, who's that? Like, no one knew because Barb hadn't been introduced yet, because I think episodes had both sort of aired out of order as well as just like, I don't really remember the exact details. But anyway, that's totally digressing from the main point. You know, I really like that Sadie wasn't made to perform, nor did she like rise to the occasion. Like, we sort of saw through Sadie's sort of refusal to sort of give in to Steven and her mom's desires at the end there. I mean, it was so frustrating to me to sort of see the episode, but then again, that's my personality, not Sadie's. To see her struggling to stand up for herself and to sort of vocalize, I mean, you could tell just her expression through the episode alone that she was so uncomfortable with the idea of like what Steven and her mom wanted her to do, that seeing her just sort of grit her teeth and bear it and not really say that she was uncomfortable at any point in time beyond like when Steven initially was at her house and she could hear her mom coming down and was afraid, rightly so, that her mom was going to take over. I don't know, it just broke my heart to see that she wasn't able to stand up for herself until the absolute last hour. Seeing that it's okay to say no and to say I don't want to do something despite everyone anticipating you to do it and despite everyone really anxious to see you give them something, you don't have to. And I don't know, I really appreciate that message. And yeah, this is another one of those episodes where just talking about your feelings and being honest is incredibly important. I think that's been a really big message in a lot of Steven Universe episodes, particularly with beach city citizens, but there's episodes as well that the gems have issues with communication and they are very clear with one another as well. Also, for anyone who was paying attention to the song that Sadie was singing at the very beginning with the radio, that was most definitely Olivia Olson, who was the voice of Marceline from Adventure Time, which makes sense. She's a longtime collaborator with Rebecca Sugar on a lot of songs. If anything, I'm really curious if this is a Rebecca written song or not. Off the top of my head, I'm sort of feeling like maybe not, but I could totally be wrong. The fact that Olivia is included in it also makes me want to say that yes, this was a Rebecca written song. It's gonna be stuck in my head either way. It doesn't really matter. It is like an earworm that's just slowly festering. But yeah, overall, really nice episode. I thought it was a great compliment to Nightmare Hospital with Connie and her mom sort of dealing with a lot of their problems in communication, as well as just being upfront about who you are and what you're all about. I thought this was really nice. It was really relatable too, I think, for a lot of kids. Listen to you kids. If you don't like doing something, tell someone as soon as possible or else you're stuck with it and it's terrible. One more thing, for anyone with a really, really sharp eye, you might have noticed during one of the crowd scenes that the attention sort of shifts to the crowd during Beach-a-Palooza. The really nice family couple with two moms showed up again with their child, and that was really cute. I don't think we've seen them, at least I haven't noticed that family in quite a while, at least not since Bubble Buddies, I think is when they first were introduced. There's totally potential for them to be in other background scenes, but I remember way back when the Steven Universe fandom was like, wee baby, and I was all crazy about it. I still am, oh my god, who are we kidding? But everyone went nutso over the fact that a background character display was showing this lesbian couple and their child, and they looked really happy. And once again, super happy, super cute. I love the background characters of Steven Universe and want to know everything about them. But yeah, looking forward to next week. I think, I should know what next week's episode is, but off the top of my head I don't, so I'm sorry. I'm sure it's going to be exciting. Ideally, a little bit more to do with the gems. Potentially more plot-wise, but I could take that or leave it. So yeah, I hope you guys are okay with the new format. I'll see you guys next week, and if you want to talk more Steven, always be sure to hit me up. Links down below to my social media. Particularly if you want to talk Steven though, go to Crystal Gems, my Tumblr, and I will be happy to talk to you about Steven. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! What am I doing with my hands? What is this? I'm like a puppet. Like, no.